breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing. Healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every month for exclusive programming, where we invite you to go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome, everyone, to the Breakthrough Show Extra Ask Crystal, a space that empowers you to take control of your spiritual path by answering your questions and curiosities, and offers real-time guidance and support on your current challenges so you too can experience breakthrough moments. I'm your host, Crystal Cockerham, spiritual mentor, certified red tent facilitator, and international best-selling author. I work with awakened, empathic women to unlock the shackles of pain, shame, and self-condemnation so they can reclaim their sovereignty and liberate themselves from the world's perceptions. You can learn more about me at crystalcockerham.com. So hello, and happy Friday. I am so happy to be here, or it's not Friday, it's Thursday. Okay, in Crystal's brain, she thinks it's Friday. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, we got that straight, right? So I'm so happy to have you join me. I am using StreamYard to go live. So if you would please just plop in the comments when you join, whether you're watching me live here in the now or in your own perfect divine timing on the replay. If you could just say hello, drop your name, and let me know where you're viewing from. That would be absolutely delightful. I would love to know that. It's always so fascinating to see where all the viewers are around the globe. So, yeah, so that's beautiful. So I'm seeing a hello. So if you could just say your name, that would be lovely. And I am going to plop the link into the comments. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? From Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Wonderful. Yay. And it looks like Jess is there. Robinson Prince. Hello from Nigeria. How have you been? How is it going? And hello, Ashley. And are you in Arizona? Is that where you're at right now, I think? So welcome, everyone. So the link in the comments is for you to come on here live with me. So we can do this multiple ways. If there's a question or any support that you're looking for that you would like, you can, of course, use the comments. You can click the link and join me, and we can put you on audio only, or you can be right next to me on the screen with your beautiful shining face. next to me and we can have a lovely conversation. So the choice is yours. It's always yours. Robinson is fine. It's been so long. I joined the show due to network issues. Oh, yeah, that's not fun. Today, so far, so good. We're rocking and rolling here. And I have, prayed to the internet and techno gods that, this connection stays great and wonderful and operating for us today. So just know that if you have trouble on your end, just keep coming on back, because usually there is actual technology things that happen in the great cyber world of internet space. But also sometimes it's the energy of what you are receiving, and it's a big shift. So sometimes it's that lovely, it's just that lovely signal that says, ooh, something big is happening. We're going to make this person really work for achieving it, so to speak. Hi, Jess. Yes, it is AKA Crystal, Ask Crystal Day. I love that. So how are all of you doing? What is up and going on in your world? What would you like to discuss and talk about today? For me, I'm going to get the conversation started just because there's a little bit of a time lapse between when your comments come through and when you post your comments and when I see them. So it's really been interesting to witness and watch yourself as me, as dancing through different energies, so to speak. So, we all have those times where it feels like life is speeding up and accelerating, and when life just feels like it's paused and at a standstill. And it's no secret, so I'm not like sharing anything new, but there has been a lot of extra things happening in my world that have required time. So it's really that lovely reminder for me to put to practice what I help guide and support others with, and that is balance and boundaries and slowing down and really just pausing, whether it's to take a short little walk or to, maybe I go spend 10 minutes and I play with the flowers and come back, it's just kind of that redirect. And we all have those times where it just seems like we just need shorter spurts. So really tuning into yourself and really listening to what you need and what is being called forward for you to do is really, really powerful. And it's the key to a successful you. And success, I don't mean, like corporate success, the big house on the hill, blah, blah, blah. But that feeling of spiritual success, that feeling of fulfillment and feeling good about you, for no specific reason other than I'm in my flow and I've got it going on. Jess says, all of that is coming up here too, 100% boundaries. And another big one, relationships. Oh, yes. And Jess, they're always such big, powerful topics, right? All on their own. And they typically do show up together. One kind of points to another while the other one's pointing the finger back at the other. So sometimes it's like, okay, I need to reestablish a boundary. Oh, there's a boundary missing here. Oh, this is a really good boundary and you crossed it. So I need to communicate, my needs, and I really need to follow through and continue to remind you. So how can we make this work, right? So it's always like the chicken before the egg kind of thing. Robinson says, is it bad to meditate literally in Nigeria? Most people think it's evil. Meditation is not bad. And everything is a perspective. Yes, okay. Yes, everything is a perspective. So if someone sees meditation as evil or bad or not good, then that's really saying something about themselves and their beliefs. That's their perspective. And it's typically comes down to a misunderstanding about what meditation is. So when a person goes into a state of reverence, so to speak, right? When you take yourself into a sacred space, it's a different language and a different perspective on how you enter your prayer time, basically. So meditation is like a true all-in meditation is getting to that zero spot within your self where the brain and thought is completely at rest, okay? Because like our heart, it is a great question, Jessica. It is a fantastic question. I'm so glad that it came up. So your heart and your brain and your nervous system are never not working for your body. They are like always running the show. So meditation is like the perfect exercise for your brain, okay? And so it's a clearing. That's why it's a clearing. It's the act of getting and achieving that zero space, right? Where rational thought and all of that isn't happening. That is the exercise, because in that you are calming your brain and your nervous system, and you are really, engaging in an act that is taking care of yourself. Okay, so there's different kinds of meditation, and it just, like I said, it's all perspective. There are, just like there's different kinds of prayer, different types of prayer, right? There's prayers where you're literally reciting a prayer that you have imprinted in your brain and memorized. There are types of prayer where you're praying for people and giving blessings. Then there's types of prayers where you're asking for support, for guidance, for an outcome, for yourself and or for others. And so for meditation, there's different kinds of meditation. There's meditation that is truly the practice and the exercise of resting your brain, putting your mind to rest, calming your nervous system. And it is a really lovely anti-stress exercise. There are types of meditation where you are guided for a specific purpose so that you can retrieve guidance and support from your higher self, from divine source, in whatever that is for you. And there's also something that I like to refer to as contemplation, where you are focusing on one thing. So literally it's that spot right before you go into a full-on meditation, but you're literally focusing on one thought. What does this mean for me? What is it that I need to do about such and such? Is there something more to blank situation that I haven't seen because my emotions, I'm kind of caught in that emotional loop of the trigger, right? So, there's that. There's also transcendental meditation, which is a different topic, and a topic I think all on its own for another day. Guided meditations and shamanic journeys are very similar, but slightly different. They have a specific purpose, but shamanic journeys, there are a couple different types where they take you into specific realms. So I hope that helps shed light. So, if you feel like it's a conversation you would like to have, Robinson, with someone, then it might be good to ask them, what is it that you think meditation is, and why do you think that it is evil, right? Or bad, or not good? Because it could be that they have an entirely different thought process, and they really don't, it's like that language or communication disconnect. So it could be your opportunity to share, this is what I get when I am meditating, and this is how it benefits me. That way you're sharing your experience without impressing your belief on another. When meditating, who's receiving the prayer? Is it God or the universe? That's based on your belief. That's totally based on your belief. So, if you think in forms of Christianity, people pray to God, people pray to Mother Mary, people pray to Jesus, people pray to the archangels. Now, in the Dark Ages, in medieval times, before Christianity, and even after, actually, before it segregated and had the different denominations within Christianity, you could find sainted cults, they called them, where a specific area, they had a patron saint of the area, so that they would pray and ask for protection and guidance from the saint that, they believed looked over the area. So, some people also, they ask and seek for guidance and support from their guardian angels, or from their spirit guides, or their spirit allies. The languaging may be different, but the energy behind them remains the same. So, Jess says, if you believe it's God, wouldn't the universe be part of God? Yeah, well, I was getting to that, so thank you. If you believe in the universe, wouldn't God be part of that? A thought I have often, it's all one in the same. It really is. It really is. And so when I am working with people, I don't speak to specific religions. When I refer to, I use universe, God, goddess, divine source interchangeably, because it's it is all the same. The dogma between the different, I know, right? He does. He's got it going on today. Just as Robinson has all the good questions today. So if you think of the dogma, that's the specific set of beliefs and interpretations of that particular denomination or that particular religious belief. So that's what kind of puts rules and parameters around these types of languaging that often people disconnect from, because it's not the same language as what they use. Okay, so gosh, back in my college days, I had to read so many books for my my concentration in both English and history. Hundreds of books. I read a lot of books, fiction, literature, historical manuscripts, you name it. I was soaking it up. And there was this author who I really enjoyed, and her name is Rosalind Miles. And she had a trilogy for Guinevere, and she had a trilogy for Isolde. So Guinevere was more tied to, England, as it was known at the time, and Isolde was Ireland. And she had a third one, and I'm not recalling that to mind, but she also wrote a book called When Women Ruled the World, or something like that, and it was a long time ago. So in all of her books, I always found it fascinating, and it rang very true for me. So it really just kind of puts things on an even keel to where you're open to hearing and you're open to speaking. It just gives that great communication. So there's two things that she would say. Religion is faith, faith is love. So that was woven throughout her novels, because her novels were at a time where it was the native beliefs versus Roman beliefs versus Christianity, right? So there was this, they were all coming together and learning how to be with one another. And, some parties did and some parties didn't accept, and all of that kind of thing. It is, isn't it? I loved her books. They were just so well done. And the other thing that she would say was all paths lead to one, which really ties everything that we've been speaking about together today so far. And if you think about it, if you believe in a divine source, whether it's God, Jesus, and God, Yahweh, Allah, Buddhism, they all lead to one, a higher, pure, divine source. And they all will, when you follow from your heart, they all lead you through the path of enlightenment. So it's really just this beautiful dance. And Robinson, I think you're in a really key moment to where, if you chose, and you'll know the people who are open to a productive conversation, or at least will be open to hearing your perspective, you're in a really wonderful place of where you get to plant those seeds of commonality versus differences. That's beautiful. Jessica says, there is a place someone told me about that depicts this. I'm going to look it up for you. Hang on. Okay. Yay, I love it. So yes, does that help you, Robinson? And excuse me, I'm just going to wet my whistle here. Okay. So Stephanie, Ashley, are you still with us? And who else is here with me today? We have a little bit of time, and while I'm waiting, I have just a couple of things to announce. Tomorrow evening, for all the ladies, I am hosting at 7 p.m. Eastern via Zoom a Sacred Woman Circle. So a Sacred Woman Circle is an experience you step into and leave the world behind. It is a space free of judgment, comparison, and anything else that would otherwise make you feel less than. So no matter where you find yourself, whether you have taken part in a Sacred Woman Circle before or you haven't, there is a place for you in the circle. It's just $22 to join, to register. And again, that will be taking place via Zoom. Now, I will there is no recording of it, because when women come, oh yeah, I just put the link in there, Jess. Thank you. So when women come, they usually share something that's very intimate, and it's a space of vulnerability. So it will not be recorded. It's not like a workshop, so to speak, where I would record and then you could always catch the replay. It is something that you experience in real time. Stephanie says she's still here enjoying the discussion. Well, if you have anything that you would like to add, Stephanie, you are most welcome to chime in. And Robinson says, yes, this helps a lot. That's great. Have you found your place that you were looking for, Jess? I don't want to change topics just in case that you find it. So, when I'm not doing Ask Crystal, which is only once a month, you can find me between the shows inside the free private Facebook group that I host called Feminine Wisdom Keepers, which is a community for the awakened woman. And in this virtual community, we engage in sacred conversations about the spiritual alchemical process of transformation that supports us in continuing to learn, share, heal, and grow in our own unique and authentic way. So it's beautiful. I love the space. I love my ladies. And I also host weekly trainings in there too. She's searching like crazy. Okay, woo! So again, that's Feminine Wisdom Keepers is my free private group. And also my business page is Wisdom Awakens on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I also have a Pinterest account if you are a Pinterest person. So while Jess is researching, I'm just checking the comments here. I would like to announce what is coming up on tomorrow's episode of The Breakthrough, where host Jessica Dugas is meeting a young man who is the Chief Victory Officer of his own company. He overcome adversity, Kawan Glover, and Kawan shares his story of being a stroke survivor, among other challenges. So he shares the story to let everyone know that while some things may not be your fault, it is your responsibility to fight and to achieve the victory you want in your life. So she'll also be having a conversation with Kuti Mack and his adorable daughter in the kitchen. So while he educates us about the importance of juicing vegetables, Kuti tells us about his journey to understand the power of nutrition, in addition to fitness and stress management. Throughout the chat, you'll come to understand why Kuti is known as the fitness philosopher. Woo woo, the fitness philosopher. I like that. And who doesn't like a good juice? While I was out and about the other day, Jess, I treat myself and I go to there's a place here near me called Beyond Juice, and I not only got one juice, I got they have some bottled ones that I took for the following day. I love them. I'm so nourishing. They quench the taste buds, but they feel so good going down. I love juicing. Celery, parsley, ginger, apple, lemon, grapefruit, carrot, and sometimes beet. And sometimes when my daughter gets it for me, she adds kale. That's my favorite. That's what I have them blend up for me. So Jess is hitting a wall as far as what she was searching for, and that's okay. Thank you for looking. But if for some reason later on today it comes up, or tomorrow or whatever, come back and put it in the comments. Share the link. That would be awesome. Java Delight happens to have a guest on today talking about women's topics. So Brandon is going to share about your event at the end. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brandon. And Java Delight. I love that name, by the way. I love that name. All right. So that is, I just have one more announcement, and then we are going to wrap up. This October 3rd through the 8th, I am facilitating a red tent retreat in Sedona, Arizona. And there is an early bird discount that expires at the end of May 26th. And it's a lovely discount. I would love for you to get in on it if you are called to join me in Sedona, Arizona, and claim your space in the sacred circle of women's souls. So red tents ooze with sacred women's business, which trigger you to remember and awaken and embrace your feminine wisdom. And I would love to see you there. So that is a wrap for today's show. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Crystal Cockerham, and I look forward to seeing you next month for another Breakthrough Show Extra, Ask Crystal. Guidance that empowers you to align with your inner wisdom and continue on your spiritual path. Until next time, my friends, shine your light.